Well, good morning, everyone. Sitting here with my little Mark guitar, and I thought today we do something different. I had a company reach out to me, and they sent me a free product with asking me if I would do a review and put it on my YouTube channel. And they're not paying me any fees. I don't work for them. But I told them, hey, I'll do that. But I have to have the freedom to say what I think, pros and the cons, and that there's no strings attached. And they assured me that that was the way it is. They're just going to send the product to feel free to let everybody know, what I think of the product. The company's name is AItone, and they make a wireless page tuner here. They sell it on Amazon, and so I think it's a good idea. I don't know if you've ever been playing and you needed the page to be moved up on your iPad or your device, whatever you're using, tablet, computer, and you went to actually make the change and it interfered with your playing because you have to reach out away from it. Or you hit it too hard and then you lose your place because it moved up too far. Yeah, it happens. I've had it happen. So it just so happens I was actually looking at some of these page turners out there. Some are quite a bit more expensive than this one. But I was glad when they contacted me because I'm interested in the product. So I've already had it out of the box and checked it out and tried to spend a little time with it. And so I have kind of drawn some conclusions about it. If somebody were to ask me if I were to would I buy the product with what I know now, given the fact that I was kind of in the market for one? And I'd say yes, I would. And that's a very honest response because the price is right. And the device works. So let me show it to you. All right. Next thing you're going to see is the AItone ASP1. It's the wireless page turner pedal. And again, it's by AItone. Okay, so here it is. This is the AItone Page Turner right here. And as you notice, it's not real big. I'm surprised the size of it, I think, is just about perfect. It's about 6.5 inches by about 4 inches, and it's less than an inch deep. So it would fit around any guitar pedal system. It wouldn't take up a lot of space. So I like that. Plus, it seems very stable on a hard surface, so it's not going to be moving around. Because after all, it is wireless, so you would just set it down. Now, the first thing I did when I opened up the box was look at what's inside the box, and what I found was a charging cable. So I started charging it right away. Now you can see it links USB. And so it charged up pretty quickly. It probably took me about maybe 2 hours to get it charged, maybe a little less. And I understand that with that charge, you get like 60 hours worth of use. I find that to be great. That's really, really good. And then there was these instructions in here. And of course, I like instructions. So I immediately opened it up to read them. And one of the things I noticed was that the instruction booklet had these black headings. I would suggest that that's really the first place to start when you look at instructions. Read quickly through those headings so you know where everything is at. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, how do I link this to my iPad? And so I now know that there's a Bluetooth connection here. And then the next thing is that they've got the warnings first, the names, the part names to kind of review. And then, of course, the modes, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. The Bluetooth connection was super simple and flawless. It was flawless. Basically, just go out to the settings on your iPad and turn on the iTone. And when you turn the iTone on, it automatically in Bluetooth shows up on the list. It was very fast. It didn't take a long time. And so I just simply clicked on it to connect it. It asked me if I wanted a pair. I said yes, and it was done. It was that fast. And now that I have it paired, it stays paired. Now when I open this up, I don't have to go through pairing it all over again. Basically, I just turn it on with the on button here. Here's the on button. And just turn it on. And when you turn it on, you'll notice this is blinks and then the green. It's now paired with my device over here. So that was pretty fast and flawless as well. And so that being said, that my next question in looking at these instructions is, what do all these little buttons mean? And so when I looked at it, obviously you have an on-off switch. You have a switch here, or a button here that says mode. And then you have this repeat, an on-off. And I'll talk about that in just a minute, and I'm going to leave it on. And then down here, you have 5 different modes. And I know they're modes because when I click on the mode button, you can see it changing in and out from the modes. And then from either side, there's a right and left foot switch. And so basically that's it. When you look at the back side, nothing much there. Your charger port is right here on this side. That's it. Very light, very easy, and easy to understand. So now my next question is, okay, so now that I have it linked to Bluetooth, I want to go ahead and use this thing. How do I get it to actually move my music up on my iPad? So right now I have my iPad in a program that I use all the time on stage. It's called OnSong. And within OnSong is a large amount of files that are PDF, and it keeps them organized. So I go into OnSong, I set up my whatever we're going to be playing for that set in a list, and then I can bring them up here very quickly. So once I have a music up on it, on my set, while I'm playing, I want to be able to slide this up. In this case, we have Jingle Bells. I don't know what you can see on there. Jingle Bells doesn't have any copyrights, so that's why I chose it. Okay, so basically, I want to be able to do this. Now, the thing that I noticed was they have a little chart here. It's some columns, and it tells you what each mode does. Like mode A, it is a page, does the page up and down. So I want page up and down. I think that would be helpful. The next mode is the left arrows, right and left. So I also would want left and right because in my program, if I slide over to the right, it goes to the next song. See that? So up and down will move in within the song, right and left would do that. But you can only do one at a time, one mode at a time. So I leave it on that mode and this mode here because I want the up and down. That's more important to me because when the song ends, I can always slide it over. Okay. All right. So we have that. So, and then the next mode here is another up and down, but it's by the arrows. So if you think about your computer, you have up, down arrows. That's what that one is. And then the next one mode, it is like the right and the left click of your mouse. So if you have a mouse, you right click, it brings down a menu. That's what this is, right and left click. And then this one here is like on your computer, the space and the enter. So I'm probably not going to use these for anything. My interest is more, can I get my music to page? Or if I'm reading a book and I don't, I've got it on a stand, can I, hit it with my foot and move to the next page of my book? So, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So let's see. Now, here's the thing is that what the instructions doesn't tell you is what type of file and what, what type of device works with what mode. So you pretty much have to figure that out on your own, and rightfully so. So I would suggest once you get one of these, I mean, listen, these things are very inexpensive. You're not going to break the bank to buy one. And when you get it, just experiment with it, with your different devices and see, which mode works with what. So in this case here, I have my on song on, and I want it to be able to move it up. So I'm going to set my mode here on the up and down, and let's test it. So I'm clicking on this, and you'll see it goes up. And when I click the other side, it comes back. It's pretty flawless. Now, this is on a table right now. This would be on the floor, and your foot would be using it. But you can see it works. It's very responsive. Okay. Now, if I were to move to the next mode, the arrows here, and I do that, let's test it and see what happens. Oh, it moves it over from file to file. See that? It's going the other direction. Again, very responsive. But in my case, I'm on stage. I want my music to move up and down. I'm not going to use this mode. I'm going to use the up and down mode. But let's see what the arrows do. And so we go to that one. And once again, it's actually the same function. I don't see it doing anything different there. So that works really well. This right click and that, when I used it, I didn't get anything but going. This one took me all the way out to my desktop. This one, I didn't see it doing anything because it's just not a mode that works with what I want here. Not because it's not going to work on some other device for some other reason. Okay, so you have to test it out, but you can see it has lots of options. And once you find the option that works for you, hey, this thing is awesome. It works really well, and it's pretty, very responsive. I think it works very well. So let's try a different type of file. Let's go out of here, and I'm going to take you, I think this is Kindle, and look at a book, okay? So with a book, again, I want my pages, I want to be able to turn my pages without touching it if there's a reason for that. So I'm going to start with my first mode, and that's the up and down mode. And when I click on it, it actually works for this. It changes it. Now, I suppose this is a good place to show you what this repeat means. I have the repeat on, and basically it means when you hold this down, it's going to quickly flip through the pages. See that? And when you stop, it stops. And if you want to go the opposite direction, you see it's going back, okay? So you have when you have the repeat on, it'll quickly go through the pages. Now, if I turn the repeat off and do that, it just goes one time and it stops. See that? One time and it stops. You have to have it on to get it to quickly go through it. Okay? All right. So that's what repeat means. Okay, so we know that for the book, the up and down works. Let's check the back, this one here. This is the arrows from the right to the left. And again, it works just fine. And with the up and down, it doesn't do anything. The arrows up and down does not function for this. So does that mean it doesn't work? No, it just means the modes that work for my book so far has been these two here. I'm not going to use these. These are more for computer work, I think. But for me, for the purposes of what I'm doing, that works really, really well. Let me try a different type of file. Just to bring the point to you that you have to find the mode that works for whatever, to adapt to whatever you're doing. So I'm going to just open up a file. This is just a PDF file. It's not in another program. It's just all by itself, a PDF file. And again, it's Christmas songs, so probably, you're not seeing any copyrights here. Okay, so here we have it. We've got Silent Night here up, and let's say we want to move to the next song. So I'm going to start over here on my first mode, my up and down mode, and see if it moves it. So I click on it. Oh my goodness, it doesn't move it. Look at that. So the up and down does not work on a PDF file. Does that mean that the SP1 or the AItone Page Turner doesn't work? No. Let's look at another mode and see what we can do. I'm going to move to the right and left arrow and see what happens. Click on it, and it works. It moves it. See that? Oh, actually, what that's doing is it works, but it was actually moving from file to file in my files. So the right arrow and left arrow does not move my music up and down. So then let's go to the up arrow and down arrow. Here we go. Let's go to that one. And so there, oh, that's what I want right there. So this would work. This mode is the one that I would use. If I move to this one here, you'll see it goes out. And okay. So yeah, so we got that. And if I go to this one here, I don't see it doing anything. Oh, what it did is it went down to my files. Okay. And so there we go. Let me go back here to my book. So there we have it. This is AItone. This is how the AItone Page Turner works. So what are the pros? Well, I'd say, first of all, the fact that it's wireless and that it links really well and stays linked is a plus. As far as the battery is concerned, you get 60 hours worth of battery once you charge it up. And oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, another good thing is that green light, that actually changes colors as the battery drains. So if your battery, say for instance, all of a sudden starts looking like it's blue, well, then you only have like 30 to 60% left on your battery. And if you see it red, well, you better get it charged because you're less than 30%. So that actually changes colors. That's another plus. That's really nice to have. You're not guessing how much battery do I have left. And it's portable. And not only that, I think it's built quite well. I don't get the feeling that this is going to break anytime soon. It's pretty sturdy, and it's pretty sturdy on a flat surface. So if you use your foot on it, I don't think it's going to flip on you. Yeah, so I like that about it as well. It does what they say it's going to do. It actually makes the changes, and it does it flawlessly, and it's very, very effective. This is a really good product. I think for the price, it's awesome. So anyways, pros, that's my pros. My cons, I would say the only thing I would do different is maybe give a little more information about how the modes work with different files. I don't know how they go about it, even to make a statement that you have to test it out and that you'll find one that will work, or should be able to find one. I'm not sure how they'd go about doing that without writing a thesis. That wouldn't, and nobody's going to read that anyway. So anyways, but it did take me a little bit to realize that, when I turned this thing on, and actually I turned it on with a PDF file and the first mode didn't work, I automatically started thinking, maybe this thing doesn't work. Until I changed the modes and I tested it out and realized you have to match the mode to whatever it is that you're trying to manipulate. So that's really my only suggestion. Actually, it's just some constructive idea, perhaps, to make it a little easier for the new user. But other than that, once you get used to this thing and know how it works, it's really very simple, and it works really, really well. I'm very, very happy with it, and I would buy it. If it wasn't given to me, I would have, and I knew that it worked this well, I would have purchased it, because it's a great price for a nice tool. All right. So I'm going to leave it right there. And I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.